Hi guys, this is a 30 minutes Japanese walking workout. Today we are going to walk 3 minutes easy, 3 minutes faster using the interval walking method. Get ready and let's start walking. Start by walking at your comfortable speed. Let your arms swing naturally as you walk. Keep your chest up. Roll your shoulders back and open. Take light steps with me and try not to stop. We want this walk to feel smooth and easy. So today I'm going to talk about Japanese walking. What is it and why is everyone talking about it? So you might have just found my video by accident. Let me take a moment to introduce myself while we walk together. My name is Keiko. A lot of people get confused and say Keiko or Keiko, but it's actually pronounced like cake with an O, Keiko. I was born and raised in Japan, so I'm fully Japanese. I speak Japanese as my first language and English is my second. You can probably tell my English isn't perfect and some words are so hard for me to pronounce because Japanese pronunciation is so different from English, so sometimes it feels so tricky. Anyhow, I want to talk about why this style of walking is called the Japanese walking method. I'm a certified fitness instructor here in Canada. I've been posting a lot of walking workouts on YouTube, so let me tell you why. If you know the Japanese lifestyle, you will notice that people walk a lot. Even in the middle of Tokyo, you are always moving, walking from station to station or from one store to another. I go back to Japan once in a while, and when I'm there, I eat so much amazing food, but I never seem to gain weight because I end up walking everywhere. Walking is really the foundation of daily life in Japan. We all know walking is such a great exercise. It's something people in Canada know really well too. Doctors recommend it, and we all know that it feels so good to move. But the reality is, sometimes it's hard to get enough walking in our daily lives. Maybe it's raining, maybe the weather is freezing cold or too hot. And let's be honest, we drive everywhere. We hop into the car even for short distances. So our steps add up much less than we think. So that's why a quick indoor walk is such a perfect solution. You don't need to bundle up, you don't need to plan a long outdoor route. Just press play and you'll get your steps in. Even 10 minutes of walking like this can boost your energy and improve your mood. But a way of walking makes it even more effective. Alright, here we go. Time to pick up the pace. Imagine you are a ninja, moving fast and effortless. Let's go! Little quicker steps. Light on your feet. Swing your arms strong. Stay nice and tall. Keep your eyes forward. And then feel that walking rhythm. Powerful but smooth. Just like a ninja slipping through the night. Fast, effortless, and strong. And this is exactly the idea behind the Japanese walking method. It's not just about moving. It's about moving with rhythm and intention. The pace you choose, the way you flow between faster and slower walking. That's what makes the Japanese walking method so different and effective. So how exactly did Japanese scientists come up with this walking method? Researchers in Japan were looking for a way to help people get healthier without needing fancy equipment or expensive gyms. Our country is facing a much older population compared to many other places in the world. People are living longer, which is wonderful, but it also means there are more health challenges as people age. Issues like weak muscles, low energy, heart problems, and difficulty staying active, these problems are more and more common in Japan. On top of that, conditions like high blood pressure and high blood sugar are also rising, making it harder for people to stay healthy and independent. That's why they started searching for methods that could give older adults a better, healthier quality of life. It needed to be something simple, safe, and effective. And the perfect answer turned out to be walking. They already knew walking was the best, but they wanted to make it shorter, smarter, and even healthier. That's when they started testing a new idea. Instead of staying at one steady pace, they mixed it up, alternating speeds to see what would happen. A few minutes at a brisk, strong pace, then a few minutes at a slower, easier pace. The results they saw were absolutely fascinating. Brisk walking triggered the body to respond. The heart pumped faster, breathing accelerating, and powerful muscle activation. But here's where it gets even more interesting. When they slowed back down to an easier pace, the body didn't just rest. The heart stayed active, the breath began to steady, and the muscles stayed engaged. That's when they realized recovery was actually part of the training. And to me, that's amazing because we usually think we need to push our hearts to the max to get good exercise, right? I love that. Even at a slower pace, your body is still getting stronger. Here we go. Let's slow down again. Take shorter, lighter steps. Let your shoulders drop. Shake out any tension. Breathe deeply. So here we all slow down, but the body is still very much in training. During recovery, the muscles don't just switch off like we might think. They're still active, circulating blood, moving oxygen, repairing tiny tears, and rebuilding stronger fibers. That's incredible. This is going to completely change the way people think about working out hard. If results don't only come from pushing to the max, it gives me hope that we can also work out easier and still feel better. One of the most important groups they studied was older adults, people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, a time of life when many people start to lose mobility and awareness of their own bodies. These age groups showed the most improvement in muscle strength, balance, and endurance. When we are young, we don't realize our muscles and postures are what keep us standing tall and walking straight. Being able to walk on your own feet, upright and steady, can truly be a game changer later in life. I really believe proper walking makes a big difference for our long term. And that's one of the reasons I love putting out these walking videos for you. Falling is actually one of the biggest danger as we get older. It's not just the injury itself, the recovery is tough, and it can even lead to losing independence. But by doing something as simple as walking, building balance, muscle strength, and stronger bones can help prevent serious injuries and allow us to keep enjoying a happy, healthy life. Some people hadn't exercised in years, but when they followed this walking method, they saw real changes. They could walk longer without resting. They felt steadier climbing stairs. They even reported feeling more energetic. They thought it's too late for me, but this research proved the opposite. And it wasn't only about strength and balance, they also looked at other important health factors. But before I share this with you, let's get ready to speed up. Nothing too big, just a little faster to boost your heart rate and energy. Take a deep breath in, roll your shoulders back, drive your knees with a little more strength. This isn't jogging. It's simply a stronger, more powerful walk. Feel that extra energy in your steps. Your posture is super important. Stay tall, stay focused. This is a ninja walk. Let's go! Keep that brisk pace. Feel your heart working a little harder. Now it's great time to talk about the heart health benefits. One of the first things they measured was blood pressure. Of course, high blood pressure is a common issue as people age, but after weeks of this walking method, many participants saw their numbers come down. Their hearts became stronger and their blood vessels more flexible. And it wasn't just about blood pressure. Many people were also dealing with high blood sugar levels or were at risk for diabetes. But after starting this walking method, they began managing their blood sugar more effectively. They also measured stamina, how long people could keep walking without feeling exhausted. After just a few weeks of interval walking, participants could walk farther and faster before getting tired. Their endurance improved in a way that normal, steady walking couldn't. This is why the Japanese walking method is so powerful. It trains your body in cycles. Challenge, recover, challenge, recover. And this certain rhythm teaches your heart, lungs, and muscles to work together. So the studies show how effective this method is. But Japanese walking isn't just about numbers and research results. It actually has a deep connection to our culture and our history too. For centuries, walking has shaped the way Japanese people lived, not only as moving daily, but as part of tradition, posture, and even identity. So let's talk about how walking in Japan has always been more than just exercise. In traditional Japan, posture was everything. Even in my own life, posture has always been important. My grandma and my mom were always after me if I started to slouch. They would come and tap my shoulders to make me stand up straight. So from a young age, I learned that good posture, we call it shisei in Japanese, really matters. And one of the biggest reasons posture has always been important in Japan is kimono. A kimono is Japanese traditional garment, a long flowing robe with wide sleeves, wrapped left over right, and then tied with a wide belt called obi. Women's kimono are usually so colorful and beautiful with seasonal designs. Cherry blossoms for spring, maple leaves for autumn, cranes for winter. Each pattern carries meaning. Here we go, we are going back to a slower pace. Great job, let's keep going. Now back to the kimono. These designs weren't just decoration. It was a way of matching the feeling of the seasons and staying connected to nature in everyday life. But the kimono wasn't just a beautiful garment. It shaped the way people moved. Because of its design, the kimono almost trained people to have good shisei. The long hem at the bottom meant your steps had to be small and careful. The wide obi belt around the waist held your body upright, so slouching was very difficult. Your back naturally stayed straight, your chest open, and your movements became graceful without even trying. In Japan, this upright way of carrying yourself was considered proper. Shisei wasn't only about health, it showed respect to yourself and to others. Walking into a tea ceremony or attending a festival in kimono, everyone noticed your shisei. Good posture showed dignity, elegance, and discipline. That's why my mom and grandma wanted to teach me about posture. It felt strict at the time, but looking back, I realized they were passing on the same value of shisei that has been important in Japan for generations. Even today, when you see people in kimono at special events, you notice how their posture changes. They stand taller, they move slower, every step has more care. It's almost like a performance of grace. It's beautiful. So as we walk here together, let's practice that feeling. Stand tall, roll your shoulders back, and imagine you're walking down a street in kimono. Each step steady and balanced. Every movement is quiet but elegant. This is shisei, posture, as both health and culture. Of course, kimono weren't only for women. Men also wore kimono. But the style was very different. Men's kimono were usually simpler in design. Darker colors like navy, gray, or brown, showing modesty and strength instead of decoration. And for formal occasions or for the samurai class, men often wore hakama over their kimono. A hakama is a type of wide pleated pants that ties at the waist and then falls to the ankles. If you've ever seen a samurai movie, you've probably noticed them. The hakama gives a very strong, disciplined look. It's so cool, they really look powerful when they walk in it. Alright, are you ready for the ninja walk? 3 minutes at a stronger pace. Let's go! So back to hakama talk. Wearing hakama also changed the way men walked. Because of the pleats and the length, you couldn't take big careless steps. You had to walk with control, steady and careful steps. Even the sound of the fabric moving reminded them to walk with discipline. Some people said the folds in the hakama stood for values like respect and honor. It's like a reminder it wasn't just clothing. So when a man wore hakama, he was carrying those values with every step he took. So walking in kimono or hakama wasn't fast or careless. The steps were small, controlled, and mindful. That's why people looked so graceful. Their walking itself became part of the culture, almost like a moving art form. And this connects beautifully to the Japanese walking method. Just like in the past where posture and control were built into everyday walking, today's Japanese method also focuses on mindful steps, rhythm, and balance. The tradition and the science come together, showing us that walking with intention has always been a part of Japanese life. We also have so many walking traditions in our history through events and festivals, where walking itself became a big part of the culture. One of the most famous examples is the daimyo gyoretsu, the big parades of samurai leaders and their followers in Japan's Edo period. These processions weren't small. They could include hundreds, even thousands of people. Samurai, attendants, horses, banners, and musicians, all walking together in rhythm. The purpose was not just to travel from one place to another. These walks were a show of power, wealth, and discipline. You could imagine rows of warriors in hakama, marching with steady steps, the sound of Japanese sandals and banners moving through the air. The walking itself became a performance, organized, intentional, and deeply symbolic. So this became part of cultural walking traditions that people in Japan have passed on for generations. That background is why walking still feels so natural and meaningful in Japanese life today. Alright, it's almost time to slow down again. Don't let your posture drop. Keep your chest open, shoulders back, and head tall. Walk like the traditional Japanese style we've been talking about. Steady, graceful, and full of presence. Gentle steps, relaxed breathing. Oh wow, wonderful job, guys. Okay, now let's talk about another important walking tradition in Japan. It's called Junrei, spiritual journey. For centuries, people walked long routes from temple to temple, sometimes over mountains to through forests. One of the most famous is the Shikoku 88 Temple Junrei, where people walk over 1,000 kilometers to visit 88 temples around the island. This wasn't done for exercise. It is about reflection, prayer, and building inner strength step by step. Walking itself became the spiritual practice. Even today, many people still do Junrei in Japan. Traditionally, people wore simple white clothing for these temple walks. The white symbolized purity and a fresh start. Wearing white showed how meaningful and serious the journey was. And walkers also carried a wooden walking stick. It wasn't just for support on long paths. is symbolized walking together with a spiritual guide. There are also many rules about how to use it. For example, you don't place the stick on the ground when crossing a bridge because it's said that your guide is sleeping under the bridge, and you shouldn't hold the top of the stick because it represents the body of the Buddha. These traditions come from Buddhism, and people still follow them today with great respect. So even in these temple walks, every step had meaning. From the white clothing to the walking stick, it shows how in Japan, walking has never been just about moving your legs. It's been about walking with awareness, with intention, and with respect for life itself. And the idea of posture and rhythm isn't only in walking. In Japan, it also shows in Budo, which is our traditional martial arts, like Kendo, Aikido, and Karate. In all of these, how you move your feet is just as important as how you move your arms. Strong posture, balanced steps, and steady rhythm are what gives you power. That's the same spirit we bring into the Japanese walking method. We are not just moving forward, we are training balance, focus, and strength with every step. Walking in Japan also has a beautiful connection to the seasons. In spring, people go out for hanami, cherry blossom viewing. Families and friends walk together under the blooming pink trees. We enjoy the short beauty of the season. Nowadays, it sometimes turns into more of a big outdoor drinking party, but still about walking out to enjoy the blossoms together. Let's go ninja walk! We are at 70%. Great job, keep going! Walking can truly extend your life. It sounds simple, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do for your health. And Japan gives us one of the best examples of this. There are communities where people live very long lives, often into their 90s and even past 100. And I'm not talking about just one or two people. Whole communities have many older adults living active and independent lives well into those ages. What's really interesting is how simple their daily habits are. Their homes often have tatami mats. Tatami are traditional Japanese floor mats made of woven straw. They are soft but firm, and people usually sit or sleep right on them instead of using chairs or beds. So they're constantly standing up and sitting down from the floor. That daily movement keeps the legs, hips, and core strong. They also walk everywhere, to the market, to the garden, to visit friends. Walking isn't treated as a workout. It's just part of their life. They use their body as their car. Walking, standing, moving around instead of sitting in a car all day like us. Every step adds up to strength and independence. Their meals are also light and balanced. Vegetables, rice, tofu, seaweed, a little fish, and green tea. And they follow a practice called hara hachibu, eating until about 80% full. That habit keeps their bodies light, energetic, and healthier over the long term. And maybe the most inspiring part is their attitude towards life. They say the secret to their long life is having a reason to get up every morning. For some, it might be for their garden. For others, it's cooking for family or spending time with friends. That sense of purpose keeps them moving, smiling, and connected. Health awareness in Japan is not just about walking. There's also a culture of daily movement that almost everyone knows. It's called Radio Taiso. Radio Taiso is a short routine of stretches and movements done to music, broadcast on radio and TV. It's so simple, but it has become part of Japanese life for nearly a century. Radio Taiso actually started in 1928, inspired by similar daily exercises in the US, and it was designed to improve the nation's health. Since then, it has been broadcast every morning and passed down through generations. Great job, everyone! Time to slow down! Catch your breath and nice and steady walk now. Keep that good, easy rhythm. Relaxed steps, natural breathing. Wow, I can really feel my body heating up now. I feel great. So this radio taiso is also used as a warm-up for daily movement in Japan. It's not just exercise on its own, it prepares the body for the day. Whether at school, at work, or even in a park with neighbors, almost every Japanese person has experienced it at some point. We learned the routine in school, the same movements our parents and grandparents did. Because of that, we can use it anytime, anywhere, without needing to look it up. It's just part of our life. Our bodies remember the moves naturally as soon as the music starts, which is interesting and amazing, I think. In summer school programs, children gather in the morning, sometimes at parks or community halls, to do radio taiso together before starting their day. It sets a healthy rhythm for the summer breaks. Older people often form groups in parks or at local community centers, meeting every morning to move together. This is not only about health, it's also a chance to connect, chat, and smile with friends and neighbors. And even big companies in Japan use radio taiso at the start of the workday. Employees begin energized with a good posture and steady rhythm. The routine itself only takes about 3 minutes, but it's about consistency, not intensity. A little every day, done together, becomes very powerful. It's a reminder that health doesn't always come from heavy workouts. It comes from small habits, repeated every day. And that's the same idea behind the Japanese walking method. It's not about pushing yourself to the extreme one day and then quitting the next. It's about repeating simple movements and letting your body get stronger step by step. It fits into daily life, and the results come from building that steady rhythm over time. And the beauty is, when you make it part of your day, it doesn't feel like a chore. It becomes natural, like brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee. This walking method is designed to slip into your routine easily. That's why it's not just exercise, it's a lifestyle. Okay guys, are you ready to try the ninja walk again? Keep your steps light, almost like you're floating across the floor. A little faster than now, but sharp and controlled. Just like a ninja moving with quick, silent, and precise. Keep your posture tall, arms engaged, and let's go! So let's talk about something very unique in Japan. Commuting and school walks. In many cities, people don't drive as much as in Canada or the US. Most people use trains and buses. That means walking to the station, walking between transfers, walking to school or work. Even a short commute adds thousands of steps every day without even thinking about it. Imagine rushing through Shinjuku Station in Tokyo. Oh, it's like a workout on its own. And because of this lifestyle, Japan already has a big health advantage. All that natural daily walking means obesity rates are much lower than in many Western countries. People stay leaner, more active simply because they walk more in everyday life. And it's not just adults commuting to work. In Japan, even children build this habit early. Most elementary school kids don't get dropped off by car. They actually walk to school in small groups. You will see them with their bright yellow hats and randoseru backpacks, moving together along the sidewalks. In a funny way, it almost looks like the modern version of that daimyo gyoretsu processions we talked about earlier. Everyone walking in line, steady and organized with a sense of purpose. It also teaches them from a young age that walking is just part of daily life. Every day they grow up seeing walking as a natural tool for daily life, not as an extra exercise. It's how they get to school, see their friends, and move through the day. That habit stays with them as they grow up. And it creates a natural connection to the Japanese walking method because it simply adds to their walking lifestyle and it makes it more efficient. So let's talk about how you can do this Japanese walking method on your own. The standard way is simple. Set a timer for 3 minutes easy pace, then 3 minutes faster pace, and repeat for 5 sets. That's it. But here's the key. Posture. Remember the kimono and hakama we talked about? No slouching, shoulders open, chest lifted, stay tall and graceful. Posture makes every step more powerful and stable. The best part is you can do this anywhere. Walking to the bus stop, the train station, or even in your hallway at home. Just set your timer and go. If you don't have time for 5 sets, that's okay too. Even 2 or 3 sets a day, or trying 1 minute slow and 1 minute fast, it will still give you great results. Great job, almost there. Thank you so much for walking with me today. I post walking workouts and beginner-friendly home workouts every week. So I hope you will subscribe and keep moving with me. Great job, you are all done. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Wow, I feel so good. Thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day.